The sales call structure walkthrough. This is the first part of the interaction, which is you open and you get the overarching desired outcome. Now, the things we'll be going over, it's a bit generic. I'll give different offer examples, but you got to tailor for what you do. Okay. But what's most important is that you're not just memorizing the questions. That's number one. That's the baseline. You got to memorize it. But number two, you got to understand, hey, why am I asking this question? Why am I asking it in this way? What kind of answers I'm trying to get, and what do the answers sound like for what I sell, and also what kind of different questions I can ask in order to get the answers I need to get if they don't answer the way I want them to, because that happens too. Because the thing is, in a sales call, it never goes like you ask this question and they perfectly answer, and then the next question, and then it just never sequentially works like that. Very, very rare. So you got to be able to have conversational flexibility. Where the conversational flexibility comes from is you understanding exactly where you're trying to go and what you need to get at that point in the sales conversation. So let's dive into this. Okay. So when you first call, okay, it could be a Zoom call, it could be an audio call, doesn't matter. So first you open, all right? Hey Jake, can you see me okay? That's on Zoom. If it's just audio, hey Jake, just say their name. That's it. They'll be like, yep. Yeah, it looks like you booked on the calendar, but possibly feature and get outcome. Is that right? Let's dive into examples. Yeah, so it looks like you booked on the calendar, but possibly getting help with your health and fitness. Is that right? Yeah, it looks like you booked on the calendar, but possibly starting a business so you can make more money. Is that right? Yeah, it looks like you booked on the calendar, but possibly implementing a better lead generation strategy in place so you could grow the business. Is that right? Yeah, it looks like you booked on the calendar about possibly getting help with your dating life so you can date more women, so you can date more quality women. Is that right? So you just tailor for your offer. But what's important is that you tie it to the end outcome, right? It doesn't need to be super specific, like, hey, you want to get to 10K a month, right? Right? Not like that, but that's the overarching desired outcome. Is that right? They're like, yes. Okay. And do you know what you're looking for when it comes to help with area? So for depending on what you sell, let's say you sell BizOp, you help people start a business, right? So it can sound something like, okay, and do you know what you're looking for when it comes to what you want out of a business? You can ask it that way. If you're selling lead gen, okay, do you know what you're looking for when it comes to help with getting with your lead generation? If you sell fitness, okay, do you know what you're looking for when it comes to help with your health and fitness? If you're selling dating, okay, do you know what you're looking for when it comes to help with your dating? Okay, so that's the question you ask. Now, let's dive into the flow charts because we want to know what kind of answers we're trying to get, right? So for better understanding, white is you, the salesperson, black is the prospect. Okay, so yes, yes. And then when you ask, do you know what you're looking for? You'll get different types of answers. You'll get the perfect answer, which is like tangible desired outcome, perfect. You go with it. You may also get a problem. They may start telling you a problem, even though you ask them what you're looking for. They may be like, yeah, I'm actually struggling. I'm not making enough money. We're not getting enough leads. That might happen too. So what do? They may also say, well, I don't know. Okay. If you get a tangible outcome, so for what you sell for BizOp, make more money, have more time, or both, that's more than a good answer. Okay, so you don't need to dive into it because if someone's in a 9 to 5 and they've never done trading before, they've never started an Airbnb business before, they've never started an SMMA before, dropshipping before, they just don't know the intricacies of what they need help with in that business. They don't know that in trading they need help with the debit spreads. They don't know in Airbnb that they need help with the pricing strategy. Not that much, right? Which is why making more money and having more time, that's the outcome people want. Okay, so kind of think of it as in the overarching desired outcome section. It's like someone's here, right? Someone's at the airport. They're trying to go somewhere. We don't need to know as the airport. We don't need to know what hotel or Airbnb they're staying at. We just need to know, hey, what city they're flying to. That's all we gotta know, right? But we do need to know what city, right? So if you sell something like health and fitness, losing weight, okay, that's a tangible outcome. If you're selling dating, then it can sound something like, yeah, I need help with getting over approach anxiety. I need help with my dates. I want more quality women. I want more women, right? And if you're selling, let's say, for example, you're selling to experienced traders, right? They're already trading. So in that case, you want to get something more tangible. It doesn't need to be super nitty gritty technical, but you don't need to get something, right? So if they say something vague like, oh, I don't know, man, like everyone wants to make more money, right? I mean, brother, that's everyone. But what kind of help do you feel like you need specifically when it comes to help with your trading? They're like, I need help with risk management. I need help with stop losses. I need help with the more something like that, right? You get something tangible. When I was on sales training, so if they say something like I want to make more money, it's kind of too broad because they're already a salesperson, so they know the intricacies, right? So I'd be like, oh brother, nobody hops on wanting to make less money. But what kind of help do you fucking need when it comes to your sales? What area of your sales do you feel like you may need help with? They'd be like, I need help with objection handling. I need help with asking the right questions. Perfect. Okay? Because what you can do in the next session as a preview is in the current situation, you can thread whatever they say they wanted, and we go into, okay, what are you doing now to get the thing you just told me that you wanted? Okay? And basically, if they told you, okay, what are you doing to make more money now? Or you ask them, what kind of outcome are you hoping to get? I want to make more money. Okay, so what are you doing for a living now? Okay, because what they're doing to make more money now is what they do for work. If they say they want better lead gen, okay, what are you doing to generate leads now? Right? So you're threading whatever they told you into the next question. Okay. Now, let's say they told you a problem. Okay. You don't want to go too deep into the problem because now it's a bit too early. Okay. You got to lube it up first. You know what I mean? But if they say something like, yeah, I'm not, let's say, for example, you ask them, do you know what you're looking for? Let's say it's a trading offer for experienced traders. And they say, like, like I'm blowing accounts. Oh, that could be some trouble. So what kind of help do you feel like you need so you don't keep blowing accounts? So you'll notice a common theme in the conversation. A good sales conversation sounds like you're literally taking the previous answer they gave you, threading into the next question. Because when you do that, it seems a lot more conversational. Okay. This may take some practice. You may not get it right away, but just okay, so they gave me some material to work with. How can I use that to segue into the next question? Okay. That makes it sound not scripted. Okay. So that what that does is that helps them get them to actually open up to you more. They feel like they're in a conversation, not a sales conversation, and they open up to you more about the problems and their goals, add more urgency, and they're a lot easier to close. You know what I mean? So what kind of help do you feel like you need so you don't experience problem? Okay. So if they say like, yeah, I'm not making enough money. Okay, so what kind of outcome, if it's biz op, for example, okay, so like what kind of outcome are you looking for? I'm looking to make more money. All right, perfect. Then you get the tangible outcome. Okay. Now, if they say don't know, because that happens too, right? In that case, you can give different options, right? Okay, well, typically a lot of people come to us, they're looking to either make more money and have more time. Which one resonates with you more, if any? Right, so you can give them different options and you get a tangible outcome, and then you move on to the next question. Okay, so tailored for, and you'll have the script template below this video. Okay, what you can do here, you can click file, make a copy, save it to your own drive, you can name it, and then what that does is you can start editing it. Okay, the underline part, you just edit it. Okay, so it's easier for you to see. Okay, so start doing that, start implementing it, practice it. Don't try to change your whole script all at once because that's going to be too overwhelming for you. You're going to lack certainty, so your performance may also go down. That happens. So how you implement new questions into your script is by you first understanding, what am I trying to do? You practice it out loud without implementing in your sales calls. Okay, you practice on your own, and what you do is you start incorporating 1 to 2 new questions into your old scripts at a time. Okay, not the whole thing cold turkey, because you're going to lose certainty. You don't know what to do. So even though it's a better script, quote unquote, you may make less sales because you're lacking certainty in your tone. Okay, so that's why you got to practice out on your own a lot before incorporating it. And when you do incorporate it, 1 to 2 questions at a time. Okay, get better at it, feel more comfortable with it, and then you start incorporating more and more and more as a smooth transition. Okay, so start doing that. Let us know how it goes in the community. Next training.